Let's talk a little bit about scientific notation, okay? Understand, that on a, IB test or exam or something like that, if you're going to write it, this is how we write it, okay? And please, if you're writing your IA, okay, please actually make that an exponent. None of this stuff, okay? That's like Bush League, okay? This is it. Now, what you got to understand here is that this part here is called the Mantissa. And the cool thing about scientific notation is that scientific notation, the number of digits you have in your Mantissa is actually the number of sig figs that you have. And there's no speculation about this. There's no leading zeros and blah, 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 right? Okay. This is, of course, the exponent. Okay. And this is correct scientific notation. This is not correct scientific notation. It's the same number. I believe that's the same number, right? But we don't write it that way. Okay, the only exception to this is if you say put your calculator in engineering mode and you're going to use like metric prefixes like mega, or in this case this would be pico, I believe. Okay, so anyway, just keep that in mind, right? Now, this is the format. This is the same number, and this is how you type it into Excel, right? Into Sheets. Programming, most programming languages I've ever used, you can do that, right? Okay, and I don't know why that is, but it's just sort of a standard, right? Now, unfortunately, Canvas does not yet. I'm going to make a suggestion to them that they actually use this, but Canvas doesn't use this. But let's just for fun. Let's take a look at Excel here. Let's see what it does. We'll look at a and you can see I can type 6.67E. Notice I don't even have a separate unary minus too, right? And I can hit that and it knows that, right? I can go, it equals that times 2. And indeed, it does math with that. It expects that. So just understand that the rest of the world uses that format. I sometimes do it when I'm solving problems because I'm so lazy that I can't write times 10 to the whatever. Okay, I'm just saying I'm guilty of that, right? Okay. And the other thing you got to understand is that this is how we type it into our calculator. So let me just show you this. This is an important skill, okay? It is, you're going to go on your calculator, you're going to go 6.67, okay? And then you're going to go, and I wish this wasn't a second function because you use it all the time. Like I use this way more than I use the comma, right? But it's second and then it's EE, which just means, I don't know, exponential exponent. I don't even know why it's EE. Okay, but you're going to go second EE, which by the way is the comma. I never use the comma. Okay, I always use this, right? I wish I could just flip those, right? Never use the comma ever. I think once. All right, so let me just show you this. Let's see if I can do this. There it is, right? So there's your calculator. And I'm going to type this. I'm going to go 6.67. And then to do the EE, you go second EE. And it only gives you one E. Notice that's different from the letter E. I'm just going to show you this, right? And then because it's a TI calculator, it's got this quirky unary minus. I'm going to go unary minus 11. Okay, and there it is. There's that number. Okay. Now, I know that you can type it this way. You can go 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11. Okay. If you do that, by the way, it just converts it to its internal format, right? You can type it that way, but just be careful because if you do it properly using that second EE button, the number is just one number, okay? This number is actually, this guy up here, that's actually two different factors multiplied together. So to make that one factor, you'd have to put parentheses around it. Let me just show you this, okay? Let's go 3 times 10 to the second, right? That's just 300, right? Normally we type 300, right? If I square that, it'll square it properly, okay? So 300 squared would be 90,000, right? There it is, right? But if I do this, if I go 3 times 10 to the 2, and then I square that, okay? It only squares the 10 to the 2, right? 10 to the 2 is 10,000, 3 times 10,000, right? It doesn't square the 3 part of it. I would have to do this. I'd have to go 3 times 10 to the 2 squared to get it to be the whole number. And then, of course, it's going to work. The parentheses would force it to work. But that's working way too hard. This is so much easier, right? 3e2 squared. So there it is, right? Now, if you're just paranoid about that, go ahead and use parentheses. I'm just saying, okay? So that's that. That's how you type it in your calculator. Proper scientific notation is using that button there, right? So 4.5 million would be 4.5 second, comma, 6, 4.5 million. Okay, now, if you're gonna, if you have a big number and you need to turn it into scientific notation, there's no really good way to do that. There's no really good way to do that with the TI calculator. I'm going to show you that, but hold on here. Let's go back to our PowerPoint there, right? And then finally, Canvas, the new quizzes, which are the only ones that have scientific notation, they chose to use this format, right? They could have used this format, but instead of typing just an E, we now type 1, 2, 3, 4 characters, right? Painful, but that's it. And then the thing you have to understand is that I usually put a tolerance in there. So if it was, it would accept 6.68, it would accept 6.66, okay? Canvas doesn't do that. There's absolutely no tolerance. It just looks for exactly the right string. If it doesn't look exactly like this and that's the answer, your answer is wrong. So if you typed 6.670 times 10 to the negative 11, that would be wrong. It would, even though numerically it's the same. And I don't know why they did that, why they're doing it that way. It just seems stupid. But there's a lot of things about Canvas that I feel are kind of stupid. Okay, so just be warned about it that you know. And all my answers are going to have a Mantissa of 3 digits. And anyway, there it is, right? Now, a few other things about scientific notation is that in IB, the expectation in general is if you need more than 2 zeros to express a number properly, it should be scientific notation, right? So this number, there it is, right? In fact, your calculator will do this, right? This number, properly in scientific notation, if we had 3 sig figs, we'd round it to that digit. We'd say 1.25 times 10 to the minus, let's see, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever that is, right? Properly, that's what we do. This is not okay. That's okay. Okay. Even 0.000357. Okay. No. 3.57 times 10 to the minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, that's proper scientific notation. People aren't going to count more than 2 zeros. You can't expect them to. Okay, it's not legit. And then oftentimes you get big numbers like this, right? Okay, this number needs to be written with, this is too many sig figs, right? Okay, so this number needs to be rounded to this place. Now, notice that this number, even though it's close to 0.5, is less than 0.5. You would round down. You don't start here and go, oh, I'm going to round up, round up, round up. Okay, this is down. We round that down. So we're going to say that that's 4.58 times 10 to the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, whatever things this is, okay? So these things you need to give them like 3 sig figs, or however many sig figs you have, right? That's your mantissa. That's easy. And then figure out where that decimal place is, right? And of course, the rule is this is times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, wouldn't it be cool if there was a way to just convert it? And I used to have this calculator that literally you had a big number like that and you just hit E and it would show it to you in scientific notation. Sadly, such a thing doesn't even work. In fact, wouldn't it be cool if it was just like math 1, math 2, math 3, like turn it to a fraction, turn it to a decimal? It's not even that, okay? I'll just show you this, okay? So let me type this number into my calculator. 4, 5, 8, 4, 9, 9, 3, 2, 5.1. There it is, all right. I'll show you how to convert it, right? So there's my number, right? So probably that's the result of some calculation you did. Now, if you want to do it in scientific notation, what you're going to have to do is this. Go second mode. Whoops, sorry, just mode. Whoops. I had a calculator that was second mode. Okay, and then see at the top, there's normal, scientific, and engineering, okay? What those are is scientific is proper scientific notation. Engineering mode is it will try to give you an exponent that's divisible by 3. And that's because we have special names for it, like 1,000 is kilo, 1,000,000 is mega, giga is 10 to the 9th, right? So we've got special prefixes for that. So that they call that engineering mode. But let's just use scientific notation. So I'm going to go over to scientific notation. I'm going to hit the enter key to make it be scientific. Then I'm going to go clear to get rid of that. Then I'm going to grab that answer and hit enter again. And now it puts it in scientific notation for us. So 4.58 times 10 to the 8th. Okay, that's a simple 12-step process. Sorry. Uh-oh. We'll sleep soon. Well, let's plug it into a power outlet. Fine. All right. Anyway, that's all I really want to say about. That's all I want to say about scientific notation. Is you want to use it anytime you'd have to use more than 2 zeros, and that's how you convert it. Okay. Let me show you another example. Right. Actually, if you go 0.000257, anything like that, it automatically. So on the other end, it automatically turns it into scientific notation. 0.00125. It'll. Oh wait. We're still in. By the way, I'm in scientific notation mode now. To put it in normal mode, I have to do that. Clear, right? 0.00125 is that, right? 0.000125. So it automatically does it on the other end, but it doesn't do it on the big end. So that is what it is. I think that's all I need to say about scientific notation.